So this is the second podcast for the Brahma 3-1 Nation. I'm Micah Wright. We got Josh, the VP here, and we're talking with Martina Burger and Tim Diamond, two of the great leaders from the last administration for the 3-1 Association. We're missing Mark Larson, was unable to make it, and then Micah Friedman, or as I like to say, Micah number 2 for the association, couldn't make it either. But we're happy to have y'all and happy to kind of talk with y'all about the association and really hear more about what y'all did, about how you got into helping the association, why it's important, and everything else. Why don't y'all start? Just kind of introduce yourselves.
You want me to start?
Ladies first. Go ahead, Martina.
Well, I'm Martina Burger. I'm Gold Star mother. My son was Corporal Dale Burger. He was India Company 2nd Platoon. I got involved because I was pushed into my first reunion 2 reunions ago, and my husband insisted that I go, that I would get a lot out of it. And I was very apprehensive about it, but he bought the plane ticket and I had to go. And so going by myself with no one to support me was very nerve-wracking. And but it was great. I loved it. Yes, I did not know anybody. I arrived at midnight on Thursday, or actually Friday morning, and I met a lot of people at breakfast at Dana Point. And so, but meeting everybody, everyone welcomed me with open arms. They didn't know who I was, except the fact that I was a Gold Star mother. Somehow it must have been planted on my face or something. But they all talked to me, and I got to meet wonderful men, and there were families there. It was really, really nice. And so that's how I got involved, but I did not plan to be on the board at all. But the more as the weekend went on, the more involved I got. I just wanted to do it. And I told Tim, I said, well, if you become the president, I'll be your vice president. But he would not volunteer. So I just said, hell, I did it. So I decided to do it. And I had a mission in mind. I wanted to inspire and motivate these men, because obviously they want the connection. The connection is exactly what is important, because my second trip to California, I got off the plane and CNN's playing, and another Marine from Pendleton committed suicide, and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So I was very happy to be on the board and plan the next reunion, and to hopefully, get a keynote speaker that was inspiring, because Brad Casal was our first keynote speaker, and he
did awesome. Yeah,
it was really wonderful. So anyway, that was my reasoning for wanting to do something. I wanted to do something for my boys, and you guys are basically next best thing to being my son. So right. I just love you guys. So that's why I got involved.
Well, we love you too, and we love the fact that you're involved. We want to go to Gunny Diamond. Try to follow that. I want to hear a good introduction.
I got nothing. Tim Diamond, retired gunnery sergeant. I retired in 2011. And I served in all facets of the Marine Corps: support, ceremonial, Camp David. But I never served with a unit like 3-1. Out of every unit I was in the Marine Corps, 3-1 had a camaraderie amongst itself that I truly bonded with, and I wanted to make that a legacy. And yes, Martina did keep pushing me to be the president, and I said no, over and over and over again. But the second she raised her hand, I said I'd stand behind her. And after me and her spoke that night, we determined that our mission was going to be to bring all of the 3-1s together. whether you served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, that gap period, the Gulf War, whatever. If you were 3-1, you were part of our brotherhood. And that's what our mission became, to do whatever we needed to do to build the camaraderie of the 3-1 organization.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think that's a really really great mission. One of my favorite things, honestly, about the 3-1 association, 3-1 by itself, you're right, has the camaraderie. So I still speak to all the guys that I was in 3-1 with. I keep in contact, but one of the great things about it is all the generations that you get to see. The World War II, right? Everybody loves Private Darling. You got Korea Marines, you got Vietnam, and it's honestly inspiring. Like when you go there and you get to hear their stories and you get to be a part of their history just by being in the 3-1 association, right? It's I can't even find the right words. Like it honestly is just a great thing.
It's nostalgic.
Nostalgic. Good word. I like that. Yeah. Josh, what do you think?
What do you want me to do? You want me to ask the next question, or what's up?
Yeah. Go ahead and ask the next question.
All right, guys. So you guys know me from the first podcast. Josh Mendoza was a young corporal squad leader in Kilo Company. Did 4 years in the Corps, and that was with 3-1. And just like you said, Gunny, 3-1 has a camaraderie that's like any other unit. And everywhere I go, I have a younger brother who's in the Marine Corps also, and he knows how proud I am to be in 3-1. And so I want to ask you guys, tell me about leading the association. Walk us through your process. You kind of already did a little bit of that, but to lead the association, what kind of steps do you have to take?
I basically flew by the seat of my pants. I didn't know what I was really getting into, but I refer back to Chad Russell a lot. I mean, Chad was my go-to guy. If I didn't know what to do, I would ask Chad. And thank God, because it helped me get through it. Raising money was a difficult thing for the association. At first I wasn't sure what to do, but I remember all the fundraisers that Chad did with the t-shirts and the sweatshirts, coins, all that stuff. And so what I did was, since I worked for the G6 for the federal government here in Maryland, one of my systems guys, I explained to him that we needed a better website. And he hooked us up. I mean, he was very reasonable, and he made it so that the next group of people, you guys, are able to just pick it up and run with it and add to it or make changes to it. So, but other than that, I mean, I basically did not have a process because I've never led an association like this. So, and being a mom and not a Marine, I really don't know how protocol was my biggest thing. Did not know all the protocol. So thank God Tim knew and the Colonel knew, because I didn't know what to do. I can get you the guys, but I don't know what to do once we got them, so thank you, Tim, for helping me out.
We had a lot of growing pains. We are a very young association as far as
we still are.
So, being only the second generation of leadership that was at the helm, it's like a little baby. We didn't give birth to it. That was Chad's job. But we had to change the diapers and keep it growing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a messed up analogy, but if you think about it, that's where we're still in the toddler phase.
That's right.
We're growing, and we're going to continue to grow. But nurturing it and helping it along the way is really where we learned a lot. We had our struggles. Our monthly meetings became paramount. Keeping everybody on the same sheet of music is where because we were literally in 4 different corners of the country. And we couldn't figure out how to get Zoom working, so we were using FaceTime, Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And we got it working eventually. We managed to get it done, and we pulled it off. Everything seemed to come together at the end because it always does. It is what it is. We can make anything work.
That's right. All right. Well, that's a great answer. You know, Martina, I can tell you're the mother of a Marine. You just got the initiative in your body to step up and, take charge of something. When you know something needs to be done, you went ahead and took the initiative to do that. And that really is amazing. And you're helping out a lot of Marines, All right. Micah?
Yeah, and I think this is great. And I think one thing to say off that is, like, those growing pains absolutely continue. We are learning in this administration how we work together and how we don't work together. I think for the first 3-4 months, I was the meeting guy. Like, I was like, we need to meet all the time. We need to talk about stuff. We need to review stuff. But we had other great leaders in there to be able to pull us back and say, we need to start making a little bit more action here. And definitely growing pains there. But I think as we move forward, this association has so much potential, which is one of the reasons I wanted to become a leader in it, the reasons I volunteered for. But I'd love to hear y'all's reasons. So when you're sitting there, and I know, Martina, you said that you'd want to be the VP if Gunny was the president, but it flipped around. But give me some sort of mindset here. Like, where did it pull you in? Like, what was your motivation to jump in and really push this through?
Well, I think at that time, because, the board, Chad, Jeremiah, and David were all sitting in front of the room, and we're all sitting around, and everybody has their opinion, just whatever opinion they were, talking about. And, but everybody had an opinion, but nobody wanted to lead. No one wanted to do something. And I work in an organization. I work for the federal government. Nobody wants to be a leader. Everybody has stuff to bitch about. And so, and I just felt like, I told Tim, I said, in my mind, I didn't think I could do it because I don't know anything about the Marines other than what my son told me. And other than what I've read about the Marine Corps, I knew nothing about what you guys do. So I thought, well, I can support Tim. But when he was pussyfooting around, I said, screw it, I'll do it.
I was drunk.
Were you? Really?
I was trying not to volunteer for anything after I'd been drinking.
Good answer.
Is hard for Marines too. So I'm trying to imagine Gunny pussyfooting around. I think that's an
It's more I was drinking. But as Martina said, every reunion we elect the next generation of leadership.
Yeah.
Chad and them had did a hell of a job setting this baby on its journey, so to speak. And nobody wanted to volunteer for the president position. I was scared of the time commitment because I do have a full-time job working for the Veterans Administration. So, and that's one of the benefits of being in the 3-1 and asking your VA questions in a group.
Yeah.
I actually work for the VA and I deal with these questions all the time. So you're going to get the no shit answer. But I was fearful of the time commitment. And toward the end, when it got in the last 5 or 6 months before the reunion, it became a quite extensive time commitment. Working up to it, not so much. But when the push came to shove, there is an extensive time commitment that you give with your heart. And the feeling you get when you see it all come together is tenfold worth it.
Exactly. Our banquet was wonderful.
Yeah.
There was a lot of work, and it came together.
Yep.
And I think I would like to volunteer. If you're looking for volunteer for food, because I am a caterer part-time. Don't nod your head, Tim, because shut up. You don't have to cook breakfast. I will. But it's not because I'm always in charge. I am not, but I wanted.
It's a labor of love, Martina.
Exactly. And I like I said, I'm willing to volunteer for it because I think by that time next year I'll be retired, so I am good. My retirement day is 31 July. So
that big GS-13 pay.
Yeah.
not a GS-13. That's why I'm leaving.
Well, we're
Anyway.
definitely looking for volunteers, so that's something we need to talk about further.
I volunteered the first reunion because Chad was looking for volunteers, and I'm like, why are you asking me? I don't see anybody else around, Chad. Are you asking?
That's something to be noted, is that Martina cooked all the dinners and all the breakfasts at the reunion.
Yeah, which is, a hard job. I mean,
Yeah.
You're essentially going there to work. You don't get to enjoy a lot of it.
But I did have time to have knock back a few drinks. But the last time I didn't, I bought 2 bottles of Jack and I didn't get one shot at all. So I will get one next time.
All right, Josh, make sure we write that down. Martina needs at least
Jack.
2 shots of Jack.
One shot.
Jack.
Got
Gotcha,
it.
Martina. You know what, Micah? That's a good point. There's a lot of Marines listening right now to this podcast, and they want to be involved, and they're not a part of the association, but they have skills or they want to volunteer or help out some way. And maybe they just don't know how to reach out to us. Is there a way that we can have Marines in our unit that are in the association that can volunteer?
Yeah, if you go to our website, there is, which is 3rd Battalion 1st Marines Association.com. There is a page that says volunteer opportunities.
Okay.
You can go on there and fill out a form. It has a list and an explanation of all the available positions and committees that we have. And it actually sends me the email. I look at it and I go through it and I give it to the appropriate officer or person who heads up that committee. So we can kind of start expanding out. So really kind of taking on what y'all have done and building kind of, especially this reunion, this core group of Marines and corpsmen and family that come into the association. We're trying to build it up as much as we can and really let people participate. I think one of the cool things that I saw this last time when I ran as president was that a lot of people volunteered. A lot of people wanted to take that position. And I was lucky enough to get that position, but a lot of people want to volunteer. So I'm eager to feed that beast, essentially, so that if people want to volunteer, heck yeah, let's pull them in and let's see how much impact we can make with the 3-1 association.
Well, that's a really good point because that was something at the end after the reunion that we kind of got together and discussed what we could have done different. And the volunteer part is great. Having different committees, that was totally something that we did not delegate. We kind of did it all, and unfortunately, you can't do it all. So having different committees and volunteers is great. I think that's a terrific idea.
Well, thank you. I wish I could take the credit for it, but it was a team effort. We lost Gunny Diamond for a second. There he is. It was definitely a team effort. And we definitely, one of the first things we did was we sat down and we said, how do we want to make this grow? And within the first 2 months, I think we really kind of realized the time commitment that it was. And
2 years go by really fast.
They really do. And this, even almost a year, I think the end of the year will be here pretty quick.
Right.
And so we wanted to see impact. I think that was the big thing, especially Josh, like at the beginning was like talking about impact. So thinking about how 3-1 could make an impact again. And if that's, to me, it's when we do it together. When we operate on one mission together, we can do amazing things. There's my motto speech for the podcast.
Hey, Micah,
Yeah.
how many members do we have right now?
We have 106 members. As of the last time that I looked, I think there are some people currently listening, Gunny Diamond, that also need to join to make 107, and then maybe we'll get to 110. And we're definitely pushing towards that. How did y'all deal with that? Like, because I know you got, Martina, you got Sharif, which Sharif, I know he'll hear this, is a blessing to the association.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He helps out. I text him almost daily because that's all Greek to me. So he'll do anything I ask him to do, which is nice.
He's
regarding
awesome.
websites. So do anything regarding websites. But how did y'all deal with membership? I mean, getting people to kind of join in and articulating that.
Well, I think we used the Facebook page a lot because I did not use the website because the website was not user friendly until Sharif revamped it. The ones that Chad started wasn't very user friendly. So I think we used the 3-1 page on Facebook a lot, and we threw a lot of information out there. So I think that's what we did. We basically, and I think whatever they had, Chad had something that he used for membership. So I keep, whatever he gave me, I forgot what it was, but I keep sending notices for renewal. And that's where we got some of the renewal back.
Yeah.
Through the PayPal. Yeah.
Through the PayPal, yeah.
Is that what because I don't know what that thing he gave me. I forgot what it was.
We struggled with the membership side.
Yeah.
But once we started promoting the reunion site, the page that had the reunion information, we started promoting that on Facebook. I guess it cost like $50 or whatever to make it come up in everybody's feed. We started drawing a lot of membership off that as it started getting closer. Come January, I think we pushed it for January, February, and March. And that's when everybody started making their plans and the memberships numbers started getting higher.
Yeah.
And we were taking credit cards right up to the day of the banquet for membership.
That's a good
set up in the lobby.
Yeah.
And also we did, I was starting to get, I think Sergeant Major Sachs had gotten in touch with the association did. We got in touch with the readiness guy, but he's gone now. But he helped, he kind of spread the word. But the 3-1 was coming back from deployment, and the 3-1 association pay for snacks and goodies. We did it through Costco. Anyway, the information got out that we were supporting them, and then the John Regal contacted me. He says, I heard about what the 3-1 association did for our boys coming back home, and he says, we are not getting any younger. We like to, is there any way we could join the association and attend your reunion? So before I know it, I got the career guys and the Vietnam guys and World War II guys. They all decided to join the association. So the older guys really, really appreciate, because they were doing it themselves individually. They had their own association, but they're up in age and they rather have it all planned out for them. All they have to do is show up. So I think we got an additional over 50 memberships from the different generation. So that was a good thing. And if I don't know how you guys are doing renewals, because if we should try to, at least for the older guys, they like snail mail. They really do. And you should send a postcard or something.
Yeah.
Or something where they could renew and send a check in, because they like it the old fashioned way. So that's what I would recommend, because that's what I did. I told John Regal, I said, they don't have to log in. Just, tell them, and I gave them our address. I think Mark was taking it in. Mark Lawson was handling that, and he was accepting the checks from membership, new membership.
Yeah.
So I think for renewals, you might want to do a mail or a postcard.
We'll definitely we're trying to move towards adding another option for snail mail, not just for membership renewals, but also for newsletters and stuff like that. So kind of another facet of communication there.
Yeah, a newsletter would be great coming in the mail. I mean, I know it's old fashioned, but sometimes, I mean, people still go to the mailbox. I mean, my husband, he's retired Army, and he still gets the association, the newsletter every 6 months, and reminds him that, hey, they have a reunion or they do that Army thing in Fort Bragg, and it reminds him to renew his membership. So he does that by snail mail. I mean, anybody over 50 years old would want snail mail.
Well, and I don't know. It may be just me, but just from being overseas, I love getting mail, like physical mail. I love getting a letter or something like that. It gets me excited. I mean, it's not like a drill instructor, you know, I'd be like, mail, I sir, or something like that. But
that got you
getting
excited
actual
too,
mail. What's that?
That got you excited too. Don't lie.
It probably did.
Probably
in all the best ways, though. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, Mark Lawson took care of that, but you know, you guys got committees, you know, send out a list and you know, and then reimburse whoever's doing it for the postage, you know, just send receipts. And I mean, that's how we did it. So it's not, I mean, it's a tedious, laborious job, but it's also good if you have somebody willing to volunteer to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to be tied down with that.
And Gunny Diamond.
I'm sorry, Josh, but for renewing, one thing we are doing is I will be at the mini reunion with my computer with a box for checks and cash and other stuff that they may barter or whatever it is they need to get to renew it. I'm going to be there to make sure that happens this time. So.
The last thing that was asked of me by the older generation was they would like to pay a lifetime. If you guys can figure out what they could pay through a lifetime, because a lot of them are up in age and they don't want to have to renew every year. So if you could, you know, they were asking for you know, a lifetime membership.
That's something we definitely talk about. Yeah.
Something you guys need to consider, you know, because then you don't have to worry about snail mail and stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Gunny Diamond. You know, Micah and I have been working hard trying to get membership up. We need to get guys become members. You know, we use social media like Facebook and Instagram. We'll post a product that we're selling from our website. We'll say also on a comment section, hey guys, get your membership in, you know. And we're doing this for a reason. We need people to join the association. But you know, Gunny, what's some benefits of joining the association? Why should a Marine from 3-1 belong to our association?
Well, one, he was going to be instantly connected to the Facebook group, which is going to build the camaraderie. He's going to find friends that he had when he was in. He's going to meet people that he served with. He's going to have instant access to information and people that are going through the same struggles that he is, to help him understand that life can get better and life will get better. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but a sense of camaraderie and talking to the people that were there with you, that can help you make it through it.
Yeah, that's amazing, you know. And there's a lot of guys that are struggling right now, you know, and they need to be a part of the association. They know that they have brothers that are here for them, and they're not alone. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
What about you, Martina? I mean, I think it may be a little bit different for
well, I think
our mothers or family in general.
Well, something I wanted to work on, but I didn't have the access was to bring in more Gold Star family, because with the picture on that wall at headquarters, so there are 56 men on that wall. Well, I've only seen maybe 4 Gold Star families at the reunion.
Yeah.
And I understand some people heal or grieve at different ways, but once I feel like if they give it a shot and come, you know, don't be apprehensive. Yes, I plan to even put a message out on our Facebook page, because Beth Cooling, the caseworker at Simplified Fund, says, yeah, a lot of men may back out at the last minute because they're kind of apprehensive about coming to a reunion, not having met or seen these guys after all these years. And but once they actually see everybody, they're like, why didn't I do this sooner? So I'm thinking the same way for the Gold Star families, because I went to that memorial service in 2005. There were a lot of Gold Star families there, and there were 2 big tents full. And I didn't get to talk to many of them, because I too at that time was still in mourning or in shock, or I just wasn't ready. But I think after 15 years, I like to reach out to them, from one Gold Star mom to another Gold Star family. And that's another thing, is I would like to bring more in, because they have so much to offer. And I think it would be very healing for them too. And it would be very healing for the boys that serve with their child, their son, because, he may be gone, but accepting their family, welcoming their family is it's very healing. So
Yeah.
that I know, I've been trying to work with Sergeant Major Sachs, but he's always so busy with his wrestling boys or his summer job that I can't nail him down. So, but that is something that I would like seeing, contacting them. I did try to contact a lot. I think I tried to contact about 20 of them, but I never got a response back. I don't know if it's because they're not ready, because I had talked to Sergeant Major Sachs, and he says, some people grieve at a different rate, and Tim even said it to me, that they're just not ready to, join. So I don't want to just not include them, because I feel I got a lot out of it. And Sharon McLeese, Justin's parents, I mean, his father is still having a hard time dealing with it, but Sharon, his mom, is good. I mean, we talk a lot, and and she's very excited coming to this reunion. So she says it's healing. It is very healing. And Maria Simpson, she said that too. I mean, she's very involved, and she's very fortunate she's out in California. I wish I was near California, so that I can participate. Once I retire, maybe I'll come out more often, but right now it's hard. But that would be a direction I would like to go or see more of, is Gold Star family involved.
No, I definitely
Martina?
agree. I think.
If I may, Mika, before you get started, I want to touch
Micah,
on what she said.
Gunny, come on.
Micah, it's the same thing. The reunion is a very healing experience that a lot of the members experience. When we take that walk together up the hill and we overlook Horno, it allows us to find our peace for a lot of the things we've had to do and a lot of the men we've lost along the way. And I found that to be something that helped me deal with a lot of the issues. It is that peace that comes with it.
I love it. I think it shows that when we struggle together, right? We reached that goal. We reached that top of the hill, and I need it. Honestly, it refuels me every couple years. And I'm excited that I get to go in October, so I get to go an extra year this time. I probably won't do the hike because I don't think they do the hike in this one, but just to be around them, be around 3-1 again, it makes me feel home. And that's what I would want the Gold Star families to feel as well, is that the memories of these Marines are not lost.
Yep.
We remember them every single day, and their families are a part of our family, and we want them to feel that. So I definitely, Josh and I definitely going to push more for marketing towards Gold Star families and families in general, right? If your Marine is coming to the 3-1 reunion, come with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it better, the more and merrier. It makes it a bigger family and just increases the impact I think that we can make together. So
yeah, and it's not just 3-1, but the 3-1 Battalion. It's anyone can join the association that served with 3-1 on deployment. Like guys from regiment, or they were there in Horno with us, and a lot of guys ask me, "Hey man, we went on deployments together, but actually wasn't in 3-1. Can I join the association?" Yeah, of course
absolutely.
you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Right, because they know guys who served during that time.
Yeah.
I think we should welcome them, because they had firsthand experience serving side by side with guys in 3-1.
yeah.
Absolutely. So we're actually nearing the end of our time. I have a 4-year-old knocking on the office door here. I'm going to have to go wrangle that. He should be in bed. Hopefully my wife doesn't watch this to know that he's awake at 8:45 where I'm at.
It's
Do
summertime.
y'all have anything else? Anything else you want to leave? Something you'd want to say directly to our membership?
Just join and come to the reunion. It's so important to come to and connect, because you may not think you would get anything out of it, but you get so much. There's just so much more you get out of it. When you leave on Sunday, you're like, God, I can't wait to come to the next one, because it's good to reconnect, and you walk away saying, God, I remember serving with this buddy, and now we've connected, and that's goal. That's really goal. Anyway, I will go online and read my membership.
We will have 108 members by the end of the night.
Right.
This is awesome.
I would just like to say that it's like a circle, because if you're not the one receiving anything at the reunion, you're the one that's giving it to someone else.
Yeah.
Because as much as I get, I give. Yeah. And it's very refreshing, because I may be just a guy sitting there listening to somebody, but that may be what they needed, is somebody to listen to them. Yeah. And it helps everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the reunions, to correct the dates from the first podcast, it is not in March. It's in October, as usual. October 15th to the 18th, 2020 is the big reunion. We have a mini reunion this October. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the 11th through the 13th, I believe. Hopefully I didn't get it wrong. It's around.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's on Facebook. Go on Facebook and look at it.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. Hopefully, maybe Gunny Diamond, Martina, our two newest, well, not new, but new now members. Hopefully can be there. We really appreciate y'all talking to us.
Yes.
For anybody listening, make sure you go to the store, get some new moto gear. Josh is wearing the polo, and we look forward to talking with you all on the next podcast. Y'all have a good evening.
Well, thank you very much.